Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a gold console Junkrat player. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that really does help me out. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, and through there you can see my rates, join the community, see what sort of promos, events we have going on, all sorts of cool stuff. So what do we got? Okay, we can go for a trap. Please don't stay deep. Good. I don't love this. I don't love this. I mean, someone comes up here. Yes, that's sunk a little, but like it can't really help but be at their eye level. Yes, you've put it a little bit behind this, and yes, it sinks in from their perspective more than we're seeing from the spectator cam. But like, as they're walking upstairs, there aren't enemies for them to look at. There's nothing for them to be worried about in here. So this is sort of in their sightlines. I don't love it. Hey, blah. So I really would have preferred something that is going to be a little less obvious to them. Is going to be, hey, when they're more worried about other things a bit more. So when they're out here, they're worried about other things. When they're out here, they're worried about other things. If they come here and want to rotate this way, they're worried about other things. I actually would probably like your trap right here. Like this is a place that I would prefer your trap, mind combo, etc. Now there's other places that you can put your trap, mind combo, etc. I just gave you one as an improvement, but I don't particularly like this because we look at this and it becomes a case of, oh, hey, here we are. And again, there's no threats for them to be really worried about in here. They're not looking in other directions. They're not distracted. And to make things worse, it's going to be at their eye level as they're walking up the stairs, which gives them extra chance to see it. So not my recommendation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you guys are playing really close. I don't love it. You have some ability to get out, but I don't love that you guys are playing here. Okay. Why? So you don't want to be going back here. We're going to get into micro movement a little bit. You're here. You've got now the Mercy healing you. Cool. That's nice. She left you alone rather than boosting you, which is disappointing. You take some damage here. And, you want to, at this point, just convert how you're doing this a little bit. You're using your tanks as body blocks. I appreciate that. That is great. It helps you take less damage, etc. But as you get lower in health, you want to move more into ricochet mode and less into direct mode. So it becomes, okay, let me make these hard to get through while putting my own life in less risk. Let me take advantage of the kit to bounce off the pillars a bit, etc. Whereas you're kind of doing rather straight approaches on them. But that's okay. You've got a shield up. You're fine. Hopefully you're going to get a heal. Yeah, I don't love that you're still doing this. You see that shield's been up for a bit, but it's not cracked yet. Okay, so now you want to go to the right where you've got hard cover available to you, and you want to be throwing your nades sort of this way in case they're rotating this way, etc., which, by the way, the Reaper is. You could instead throw them this way, but you're not over here right now. So you want to go, hey, I'm tucking to the right because I'm missing health, and the shield is low, and there's going to be a bunch of damage incoming because a halt was just thrown at us. So you go here, which gives you cover, and you can continue to bounce your nades in this general direction, maybe bounce them off this, maybe just roll them through here, etc. And you might get someone that's coming through, and as you get healed back up, you can open your angle again or do what you did before, playing behind your tanks, etc. But I don't like your immediate decision to back up. Yes, backing up puts your tanks in front of you, which is a little bit of help, but they could be backing up at the same speed, and also it's not perfect. There are things that go through bodies, etc., like fire strikes as an example. It's not as good as actual cover. Why are you forcing this? Why are you just like brute forcing this? You don't ever need to brute force like this. Okay. Why are you still here? Like, you guys are looking to take advantage of the fact that you have a Junkrat, that you have a hill that you get to work with behind you. I don't love this forward hold, but you made this forward hold. It's still a retreating thing. You still go, hey, they have a Reaper, and we have a Junkrat. Yes, they also have the Soldier, but they have a Reaper. So we're going to sort of do a retreating thing. Like we go, hey, we don't want to let you get close, so we did our poke damage and we're going to kite back as you guys advance type thing. We're not going to let them get close enough to brawl. There's no reason for you to stay up here. No, don't stay up here. Well, this is going to hurt a little. Okay. Use your Orisa. Yeah, see, you let them get on top of you, and now you're going to win because you're up 2, so now it's okay to take the fight, but you didn't need to let them get on top of you. You want to extend it, go, until you're fairly confident that you have enough resource lead to just crush them, you want to extend the poke phase.
I have your back.
Can live with it. It's fine. Tuck right. Tuck right. You have to go forward right a little because of the pillar or the light post, but hey. Okay. Yeah, you've been chancing that too hard. I mean, your tanks aren't here. Your tanks have backed up to here. You can't just constantly go like this. You got to do a little more, hey, I'm going to try to ricochet things. Hey, I'm going to send things a little up and over. Like, use your arcs. Don't just predictably fire straight. Try to bounce things. Try to go, hey, maybe I'll send them through the legs. Maybe I'll send them over here, etc. Use the fact that your shots can hit indirectly.
Walk it off.
If at first you don't succeed, blow it up again.
Heal up.
You'll like this one.
You're done. Your team's clearly not challenging this.
Objective lost.
Okay.
Stop the payload.
Don't stay here. Don't stay here. They're better than you in this situation. Not only are you sending grenades uphill, they both have more direct shots. You're effectively in an opening. It's a fairly wide opening on both sides, and they get to use direct aimed shots at you, hit scan effectively abilities. Yes, I know Hog's right click is a projectile, but it's much closer to hit scan than your nades are, and Orisa's, again, also projectile, but much closer to hit scan than you are. You're shooting uphill, you're shooting against peers with better accuracy than you, you're shooting against them when they're not in an enclosed space. Don't stay here at all, just immediately leave. You need to get yourself up here where you can rain nades down on them again, or get yourself over here where you can control the power position. This is actually the part of this map that matters a lot, and you as Junkrat are really good at going, hey, I have a mind for this. Hey, I can bounce nades in here, and it's absolutely brutal for them to push up into, etc. You controlling this is the best thing that you can do for your team. And if you're sitting on 2 mines, you can mine yourself up here whenever you want and go, hey, I'll do this, blah, blah, blah. As they start to pay attention to you, if you're not getting the support you want, you just drop. Your second mine's regenerating again, and you're still controlling this, which is incredibly valuable to your team. If you literally see that all 6 of them push this way, all 6 of them, so that you go, okay, they're not coming through here, you just turn over here and go, okay, I'll mine from here. And you're still good, you still have cover options, you still get to rain nades down. That's where you want to be working from. Good, good. It's early. I'm glad you got her, but it's early. So what you want to do is you want to cancel the team fight. You want to, on defense, take as much time off the clock as possible. So you saying, hey, I'm going to use this before they're fully set up, before they're here, doesn't really help because your team is not going to go stop them, I don't think, from pushing the cart from here to here. Your team isn't going to be interested in stopping the cart until it's like here-ish based on what I'm seeing. So you going in tiring this Ana, okay. It's going to take the cart 8-9 seconds to get from here to here, and it's going to take the Ana 12-13 seconds to get back to where you eliminated her. So what do we have there? You bought your team, what, 6 seconds with this tire? No, no, no. What we instead want to do is let them all sort of get here. We can spam them, we can do the normal work, etc. And then once they commit, As soon as they're committing and our team is committing back, etc., that's when we wanted to pull the tire. Because now, hey, our team is committing, their team is committing, they're in a situation where it is painful for them to turn and shoot at the tire, etc. It is painful for them to try to run away, etc., because they're already in the fight with our team. This tire was too early on 2 counts. Both a, hey, they weren't really committed to it yet, so they actually had attention available to try to deal with the tire, which is why you had to settle for the Anna so quick. Not that the Anna was bad, though the Anna was bad for the second reason of, hey, this didn't really buy you very much time. You didn't maximize the amount of time that you took off the clock with this defensive win. Don't, why'd you drop? Why'd you drop? No, no, this is bad. Your Genji is doing overtime trying to protect you from some of this stuff. Please go back up to the siege tank. Please go back up to the siege tank. Siege tank. Siege tank. Oh, fine. Since you had the belt going, I guess. Good. Technically, this trap should have gone down sooner when you were retreating, but I can live with it because you knew your team was going to have to peel and deal with a Reaper, so you wanted to get this down to slow them in case they pushed while the Reaper was being dealt with. But you did put it down. Then this happens. You do have a mine, it looks like here. It's purple. It's half. It's more than half, but it is purple. I get it. You're trying to hit a nade, then mine. Probably just mine. That's fine. All good. Oh no, your mine was tied there. Never mind. Okay, I really hope you're going to take high ground this time. It's really cool. High ground is really cool. What? Why? Okay. Cool. Don't drop. Don't drop. Don't do it! Yes, getting closer to Soldier makes it easier for you to fight him. But you can also do stuff from high ground. You can do the, hey, I'm here, I turn, etc. And I like high ground because you have more option to go from here where they don't even have sightlines on you and make this very uncomfortable for them, etc. Like, I really would have preferred it was higher probability to go over here and just be like, nope, I'm going to bounce nades, no one can see me. They have to use stuff to get up to me, to contest me, and I don't have to use anything. I can just spam left clicks from here, etc. And then, you know, if I hear connections, see connections, I can peek and throw a mine, etc. That's what you wanted to be doing. This is early. A, you're up 1. You're already up 1, so it's likely that your team can win this fight. I don't mind terribly pouring an ult into a 6v5, but if you were going to do so, I wanted this to be a further stagger. I want it to be when Soldier, you know, it's still a 6v5, let's say, and Soldier just revived, or Soldier is a second from reviving. You killed Soldier 2-3 seconds ago, so like this isn't going to further stagger them if you get this elimination. And they're not super committed to this fight yet. Your Orisa is here, but if we look at the grand total of where everyone is, Genji's here, Orisa's here, Hog is all the way back here, and Anna's back here too. Your Hog isn't in this fight. Your Orisa is almost in this fight, but not yet. Like, these guys are going to have plenty of ability to turn and try to take out your tire. And maybe at this level they don't do that very often. Let me rephrase that. I know at this level they don't do that very often, but they're going to get better at that as you go up, so they're going to be more likely to break your tires if you use them early like this. But also, you're not always counting on the tire to get value. Like, you want the, hey, the tire, maybe they get distracted, maybe they do take down the tire, but because 3 people turned to take down the tire, your team got to, you know, shoot them hard in the side of the head, etc. Do good work, get other eliminations, get huge resource leads, etc. Even if they don't get an elimination. So like this tire is early. It wants to be something when, hey, your team is in the fight and can actually take advantage of it. And you want it to be when, hey, these guys are in such situations that it takes more time off their clock when you're running a defensive Junkrat, which this does not maximize time taken off the clock. Okay. Definitely does not maximize time taken off the clock. Okay, but are you going to be able to clean up the remaining 4 eliminations? Is your team going to be able to catch them? Almost got one. Got one. So you got one, and now they're out. So you spent an ult. That's, you spent your 100 ult charge. You spent your ult on that, and your team only really got unequal ult charge back for one additional elimination. Now it's a tank, so that's something, but they got one additional elimination. One elimination does not charge an ult. You guys spent a full ult and you didn't get back, even if it was distributed among, 3, 4, 5 people, the eliminations from, hey, we used an ult to get 1 or 2 eliminations and now our team gets to clean up the remaining 4 people. That gets your team back a lot of ult charge and it gets them back almost what they put into the fight. And that's great. That's something you want to do to preserve your economy. You want these ults to be when your team can commit because, hey, that means even though you spent an ult, you're not in too much worse of an ult bank situation. So there's all sorts of reasons I want you delaying when these tires go in here. Oh, look, it's that high ground spot you should be in. No. You should be in does not mean go now. You just mined up while you were purple. Yikes. Why did you mine before Nade there? Did you think she was a little weaker? Okay. I just asked because it was very easy to hit nades and where she was. Good. Feel like there was more of a delay than there was required before you sent that extra nade after the mine, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, just use that mine to launch up. You're done. Use that mine to go high ground. The trap is irrelevant. Use the mine to go high ground. Siege tank. This is still your key. You won't necessarily be able to control this anymore because your team is playing too far back, but this right here, you still need controlled, etc. And when the team does push this way, because pushing through this is absolutely painful with a Junkrat holding it, you then still get to rain nades on them from here or walk over here and rain nades on them from here. It's still pretty darn good. This is a very abusive strong position, this siege tank here. Like, this is what matters. This is the single most powerful point on this entire map. Get control of it. And Junkrat's a hero who A, can control it well, and B, gets good value out of controlling it.
My ultimate is ready.
My ultimate is ready.
Cease your resistance.
You're here. You don't have a pocket. That Reaper is missing health. So you throw out your mine, but it's not quite enough. And you start to back up. Why do you turn away? Turning away doesn't help you. Turning away doesn't help you, and you get stuck on the wall while turning away. That's unfortunate. Like, okay. You should be able to back up your way through here. Like, you should be able to just back up your way through here while continuing to try to keep him honest with nades that you can throw that makes him not have to walk directly forward. If you turn away, he can beeline straight towards you. If you're looking at him, you're threatening nades, and his movement pattern gets a little more evasive, so it slows his advance down. Now, you should be able to back out of this cleanly like this, but it looks like you aren't fully comfortable with where the walls are, and that's just a map knowledge. The more you play, the more you get used to it. So if you're going to turn away, you actually need to then not get caught on the wall, which you did here. So you kind of got the worst of both worlds, but hey, it happens. And this is unfortunate. You're going down. You didn't have a support come with you. This would have been super easy for Mercy to come with you, but that's okay. If you didn't coordinate it on comms, such is life. Or you could have even pressed X as you left, and that can work as a signal to your supports of, hey, I'm about to go challenge something, I want things. Even if you're full health, that can be okay as a signal to your supports of, hey, I'm about to go challenge something, I'd like a little attention. Your Ana might be confused by it, but your Mercy will generally understand what you're doing. Some mercies will understand what you're doing. Okay.
I'll just leave this here.
Hold tire. Hold tire. No, just leave. Good. Okay. Did you put a trap out that entire life? No. I'm a little surprised you didn't, drop a trap there as you were circling to go for this hog, but that's okay. You feel like this hog is about to wake up. Okay. Like, remember, that you guys don't really want to be here. This isn't a good place to take this fight, but okay. And you go here for the reload again. You haven't dropped a trap, which, trap here would have been something at least, but okay, that's fine. And you don't drop a trap while running away either, to say, hey, you can only pursue me this far. Okay.
Well, that's a fine how do you do?
Helden sterben nicht.
Fire in the hole!
Okay. Leave him. Leave him. Leave him. Oh, your team retreated too far. You can't do the hold anymore. Okay. Okay, now you have to be aware of that Reaper coming back. Good. Okay. When I say good, let's take a look here. That's a supercharger. That's a nano and a whole hog. So conceptually, this timing is sort of right for a tire. The problem is there's a whole hog, there's a nano, let me rephrase this. There's a whole hog that's definitely supercharged and probably nanoed. So while the timing on this tire is good, you can't hit this tire right now. Well, the timing on this tire is pretty good, we'll say. It's not excellent. It's just better than what we've had before. You can't actually hit this one because, sure enough, that hog is doing a stupid amount of damage with his whole hog. Your tire's simply never going to get it. So if you were going to pop this tire to try to hold them back, to try to delay them, to try to make them go, oh, hey, we're using 3 ults, but we don't want to push, etc., you didn't want to send your tire in. You wanted to send your tire like out here and roll it up this wall and just sort of wait and, do the grinding stuff, etc., because you want them to sort of know that the tire exists, etc., and you can bring it back to protect you if they come, or if they come and try to turn the corner at all, you can go use them, etc. It's totally fine to go, hey, I'm using this tire to see if I can make you guys burn down the 3 of your ults that you're using. That's totally fine. Now, it might not work in this situation. Your Orisa might still get knocked over the edge, etc., but that would be okay with me. This is not right, because the hog is just going to decimate this tire. Always was. Again, that hog has, I believe it's a 70% damage boost, 50 from nano, would be more from that, but I think it caps at 50. Maybe it caps at 80, but I think maybe it caps at 80, but I think it caps at 70 damage boost is the maximum a hero can get. So we'll call that 70% damage boost on the whole hog. It was always going to decimate your tire. So you wanted him not aware of where the tire was, if you wanted to use it then.
Back for more.
60 seconds remaining.
Please don't push main like this. We can just go over here and have things to bounce our nades off of. Like, oh, hey, we can bounce our nade over here. We can send our nade here. We can peek and throw our nade here. We can peek and throw our nade here. We can send our nade over and be, relatively safe. Like, Let's use the kit. Please don't be here. Please don't be. What are you doing? What is this? What? What? You're not a tank. Why do you think it's your job to go stop cart? Are you a flying explosive squirrel? What? No, absolutely not. Maybe your Mercy said she was Valking, so you felt like, it's push time, I'm going, etc., but you still don't need to be first in. You don't need to be tip of the spear flying in there like that from a direction that all of the opponents are already looking. Again, if you're going, hey, I'm opening the angle first when the enemy team is looking this way and you're opening the angle from here, that's different. Entire team was looking this way, and you went, aha, I'm in here! No, not a thing. Yeah.
30 seconds remaining.
Keep your head. Let's take this home.
I don't love this trap. I really would prefer this trap set up on a flank. Like, I'd prefer a little more, hey, we're over here protected type thing. Hey, we're over here type protected thing. I can live with this trap. It's not like some awful trap. I just would prefer to use it differently. But hey.
This is not your time. Ultimate is ready.
Helden sterben nicht.
Why aren't you up top? Like, your nade's lobbed down. Why haven't you used a mine to get yourself up here and be raining from here? And then as they push in, you can rain from here. Like, this is the answer. Okay. He's done his work. You can mine him away. Like, mining him away now sends him in a direction that is relatively safe for you, but yeah. You were trying to connect a nade first, which actually doesn't make the difference for eliminating him with his health pool, but I understand it.
The payload is approaching. Cease your resistance.
Okay, tire. Got to.
Triple kill.
Good.
Dum 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 dum.
Oh no. Really? Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Score. Ready for battle. Ready for battle. Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
If at first you don't succeed, blow it up again.
You are advised to be hide from afar.
Oh, it's giving me the replay bug. Where it wants to go slow. Okay. Lot of running ahead of your team here, which, you know, without the Mercy full-time babysitting you is pretty dangerous. I'd really honestly prefer that you'd have taken a spot like this by now and were more ricocheting nades in. Like, I don't like how much direct you're trying to go for with your nades here. It really would be, hey, let's go like this. I'd also be okay if you just said, forget it, and taken a flank by now. But, like, you can go out here, try to flank in nades from here, and if they push you, you drop, you can probably get out. It's not amazing, but I don't like how much directs you're doing here. Okay. I feel like this was entirely predictable and a trap could have prevented this. Like, you know, you were throwing your nades here, you were throwing your nades here, you saw the Rhine start to go this way, you saw the Mercy over here. That was an easy, oh, I will drop a trap to give it a moment to set as I see the Rhine going this way. But hey. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy to have one to review. I don't think we've had a full Junkrat review public on the channel before. We've had it mixed into a couple games for brief periods, but I think this is the first full one on the channel. You know, Tire's not a terrible ult. Obviously, it's gotten worse as players have gotten better, and it took a big hit when it moved from increment speed 12 to 11 or 11 to 10 or something back in after stage 1 maybe of L season 1. You know, okay, we're digging into the ancient past here. But we'll see. I don't think he's going to be meta because I just don't, I don't buy long term that he's going to be meta unless we see something like the old tire speed, and I'm not even sure the old tire speed would be good enough anymore. So unless we made changes, but he may still continue to find niche uses like he has a control center at times, etc. I think usually what happens is the meta is a little bit more in flux than normal right now because the pros aren't being super public about what's being played and there's no tournaments to watch. So people feel more freedom to experiment, which is what usually happens when there's not oh, this is the meta. When people don't know, they feel more freedom to experiment, and more freedom to experiment means we see a wider variety of heroes in play. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Holy dooly.
Heroes never die. Cast this forth. Surrender to my will.
Okay. You're just gonna. Okay. Okay, you have the tools to break this. Don't blow it. Okay, just 2 or 4v4. You're in it. Fine. No, no. How are we letting this happen? Why is she getting a res in front of you? So you're here. It's your mercy. That's their Rhine. You decide to mine here because you're worried about the Reinhardt, but that's your last mine. You can't deny the res anymore. Oof. Okay. I mean, it's going to be nice splash damage. You're probably going to hit 3 people. Did you not get credit on the Reaper? I'm surprised. Okay, I get it. I'll live. You toggle to the Reaper that's not looking at you. Okay, I hope you at least aim this nade correctly, which is ricocheting it off the pillar. Whoa. Not great. And then you get a second mine and you use it on the Reinhardt again, but they get... Okay. Oh no, that was your res that ended up going off. Good. Okay. Just ult to end her ult. Whose ult did you want to end? Did you want to ult to end the Valk? Sorry, Blah, I don't know who you're going for. Okay. Okay. Why are we shooting the tank rather than ricocheting onto this Mercy? Like, yes, she's gonna get the res, but she can pay for it with her life.
The hunter lays a trap for his prey.
I've got it.
Nice knowing you. I don't think he had room to tire there. Like, I don't think he had room to tire in the place we were talking about because he couldn't have any level of cover to go for his tire, and going into tire still does animation lock you. So, like, no, I don't I would not have recommended tiring there. I was good with him going to a place earlier when it was still maybe a 4v4 to go find a tire to end it. Would have taken him a second or two to get behind cover, but I don't think when we were, really exploring that situation as it was evolving, as the Reinhardt kept coming forward at him, that he had a room to use a tire.
If we are to progress, we must.
Can't hit the Mercy. I get it. And you got it with the trap, so you win in the end. This is so much easier if you take the high ground. Like, so much so. It's so much easier if you just go, nope, I'm up here, and then you make this area absolutely painful to cross through. This area a little annoying to cross through. This area, okay. Like, it's so much easier. But, you're just going to play on point. Okay. So now they have a Junkrat. I wonder if he's going to use Siege Tank better than you did. Because you didn't take him down. He's not. Okay. Okay. You have the Mercy. You have the team. Use this to take Siege Tank. You can still take Siege Tank. It's still good for an attacker. You go here. You take Siege Tank. Hey, you happen to find a Mercy, you drive her out, and now you get to just drop mines on them from behind, or hop up here and drop a bunch of nades on them. It's beautiful. Look at how great this is. Look at how amazing this would be if you went and took this spot. Like, isn't it beautiful? Cool. I agree, Sire Sappy, that I feel like a lot of people have forgotten that. Should have had his tire go onto the high ground first, not just roll through their team. I don't remember when you're talking about, and I don't remember which Junkrat you're talking about. Has this guy used a tire yet? He must have used his first tire. I don't remember how he used his first tire this round. I remember how he used his tires on defense. I don't remember how he used his first offensive tire. Yeah, this is okay. But this was even better. This gave you even better access, or you can go up here. You can mine yourself up here and then just drop to whichever spot you want to do work. I am glad that you went and took this. I'm not glad that... Don't give it up. Don't give it up. Good. Better. This is fine. Well, if you were going to... It's too late. It's too late, and you don't want the tire going... No! You didn't want it coming from this direction anyways. This is the direction that they're looking to clear your team. Like, if you were going to tiring from here comes up over the siege tank and goes here, or rolls down because they might be looking up over the siege tank because that would be a good spot for you to go in, and you go, aha, and you get them from here. Or you send it back here and you send it through here and surprise them. Like, I don't love this one. I actually would have preferred over the siege tank or down around on this like this, and then you take what you can get. But, like, honestly, it's too late to use your tire. It just is. This is sort of the opposite problem of instead of going, hey, we want to tire as late as we possibly can because we're on defense, late as we possibly can to win the fight, right before the fight starts, right as the fight is starting, etc. Like, those are fine, but here, you're doing your tire into a lost fight, and you knew this was a lost fight. You're just donating your tire. I don't care. I literally do not care that you got elimination.
When that happens.
I mean, it worked out and that's cool, but you shouldn't expect that to work out. Like, you still had to effectively win at least even with a big tire elimination, you got multiple eliminations off of your tire, which wasn't guaranteed. You then still had to win at least a 2v3, which you shouldn't expect to do, which you mostly did, and then your respawn wave was able to come and push the cart, etc. You shouldn't expect that to work out that way. It was a poor investment of your tire in terms of expected ROI. Okay, you're gonna mine the tire. It's gonna be great. No. Mm-hmm. Why are we dropping? Why are we dropping? There's... Just walk, 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 walk. Walk up on this Orisa. Hi, Orisa. Bye, Orisa. Like, ugh. If she's not looking, go challenge her. You're in the middle of the open with no cover available to you and with no mine to get out. It's the type of thing that happens when you stay in the middle of the open.
It appears we have suffered a minor
Rise and
setback.
shine! This bomb's for you!
The siege tank! Use the siege tank! Hi, Reaper.
Fire in the hole!
They're down their mercy already. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Where are you gonna set up? Where are you gonna set up? Here? This isn't doing anything for you. You wanted to either take space aggressively here, maybe lay a trap over here. You could have gone up here if you were really worried about these guys coming back and trying to take a prolonged fight. Or you could go up here and be like, hey, I'm going to rain on you, make it so you guys are walking through some grenades that I'm rolling out here as you're trying to rotate for your new setup. Those were all better than what you did.
The power of destruction.
It's okay-ish. Now it's way too late.
Heroes never die.
So we're all clear. That tire would have been so much better if he'd gone up here and then sort of tried to grind his way in, etc. So much better. But hey. Yes, I know that's the other Junkrat. Is Reaper tearing apart your backline again? No. Mm-hmm.
60 seconds remaining.
The high ground. Use the high ground. Your hog likes the high ground. Why don't you? Okay. Now I can lob shots down onto people. Now I can easily get shots caught bouncing around in here to make the Zen's life difficult. Now I can easily bounce shots around in here to make their respawn's life difficult. Now if I want, I can throw shots over in here. Like, ugh. Okay, how are we going to use this tire? Double back. It's time for you to double back if you want to get tire value out of this. And you do want to get tire value out of this. Double back. Double back. Okay. You wanted to double back to like here-ish. just so that they've lost sight of you a touch early. At that point, you can decide, hey, I'm going to send my tire up here, around over here, through like this, go up and over, and get someone. Or I'm going to go, hey, maybe it's going to come through here and get someone. Or maybe I'm going to see the Mercy and just take it here. Or maybe I'm going to roll through here and get it here. Like you wanted this tire to be being pulled now or about a second to go. This is your Moira effectively hit the right ult timing that you wanted to hit. So please do that. Thank you. Okay. I mean, they haven't lost track of you, whatever. Could we be any more direct about this? And it worked.
We're running out of time.
This flying squirrel I can live with. You have to touch cards, but this is junk time. Okay. I doubt you make it again, but we'll take a look. Okay. So.
60 seconds remaining.
Payload moves towards our desired.
Now we're talking.
Sure, we'll go with it. Okay, so there's things that you definitely need to work on. I am going to want you to. There's three major things. Which do I want to go with? Let's do tires because we talked a lot about tires, and your tires are very quickly going to fall off in value if you don't change them. You're getting okay tire value for now, but I promise you are approaching the limit. You need to time your tires better, especially on defense. You need to time your tires better. Remember, you want to sort of be like, you want to edge it. It's, hey, I want to get as close as I can to when the commit has happened, or, while it's still a 6v6, I want to get the tire out, but, the teams are roughly committed, or maybe it's a 6v5, okay, I can live with it, etc. But you're looking to do these at the times when it's going to take the most time off the clock, and that means after they've pushed in, they really are about to take the fight, they're starting to take the fight, and then you pull the tire and they go, oh shoot, because them spending time to turn and look for the tire and they don't know when during your 10 seconds it's going to come in is very distracting for them, while the rest of your team is getting to fight them, beat on them, etc. And then if you do get the elimination with the tire, that's fine, or you get the multi-elimination with your tire, that's great, because you spent all the time of them setting up and being really ready and actually then taking that fight, and you then have canceled them actually doing a fight, which they spent all the time marshaling, organizing, getting 6-4, etc. You tiring when they're already, down people, when they haven't really organized the fight yet, that takes less time off the clock. It's a big deal. I also want you to be a little more sneaky with your tires, understand how you can use tires to stall stuff out, like we could have seen against the Nano, Whole Hog, Supercharger, etc. there. And I think we gave you different pathing that you could use on your tire. The next thing I'm going to say is I do want you to be more aware of, hey, there's high ground, like the siege tank. You used it a little on attack. You really didn't use it much on defense. You didn't use any high ground on third point here. I want you to be more aware of that high ground. Junkrat does fire an arcing shot. It descends, it drops, etc. And having high ground does help him quite a bit there. And then finally, you got to ricochet your shots more than you are. You aren't really taking advantage of, hey, this is a box it's going to bounce around in, or hey, I can close the angle and still get shots in there when I'm missing health, etc. You are way too direct with your Junkrat shots, and that's just not acceptable. If you want to, be direct with your shots, you pick a hero that isn't Junkrat. You pick Soldier, McCree, etc. Junkrat is about the, hey, I can angle this, I can do some work without putting myself at risk. You don't go, I'm going to shoot uphill at an Orisa and a Roadhog. Their shots are much more direct than yours. They're going to win, and they're only going to win harder and more as players get better because their aim is going to get better, and your aim, even if it gets better, will not keep pace with theirs. You have to be ricocheting, keeps you safer, etc. It's the only way you're going to get continue to get value, etc. So those are 3 things I've given you. I do not want you to work on them all at once. I want you to pick one, preferably tire, and work on it and think about how am I using my tires? Am I getting this tire as close as I can to the right timing each time, etc. No, that tire was too early. No, that tire was too late. And I want you to be critical and really be thinking about your tires when you have ult for the next 3 days of playing, 5 days of playing, 30 games, 15 games, however long it takes until it sort of internalizes and you start automatically doing it better, even when you move on to working on something else. If you notice when you move on to working on something else that your tires start getting worse again, drop the new thing, go back to working on tires, keep doing that, and then if the next time that you move on to something else your tires don't drop off, great. Now you can continue working on that second thing, which might be high ground, might be ricocheting shots, etc. If there's questions, throw them up in the chat. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that really does help me out. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below. And through there, you can see my rates, become part of the community, see promotions, events, have some direction in what we do next. Yeah, cool stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Forgot Tire can climb walls. Console gold. Oh, it's console. That explains a bit more. The sensitivity looked weird. Yes, this is console. I did say that at the beginning. I don't always label it in every video just because it's words and the word counts matter for grabbing attention and all that jazz. But yes, this was console. But even so, people's aim is going to get better as he climbs, etc. He does need to be ricocheting those shots, all that jazz. Okay, I think that's going to do it, and we're going to go for another review in just a couple minutes here, so hope to see you guys soon. Thanks, Temporal out.